Have you ever felt like you're an expert in a field only to realize you know very little? Or conversely, have you ever felt like a complete fraud despite having a track record of success? If you've nodded along to either of these, you've encountered what we can call the confidence paradox. It's a mental tug of war that pits our self-perception against reality, often with confusing and counterintuitive results. On one side, we have those who stand confidently on a tiny hill of knowledge, believing they've summited a mountain. On the other, we see experts standing atop a massive mountain of expertise, nervously convinced they're about to be exposed as frauds. This paradox reveals two powerful psychological phenomena that shape how we see ourselves. Let's first explore the trap of overconfidence, a cognitive bias known as the Kruger Effect. This occurs when a person's lack of knowledge or skill in a certain area prevents them from recognizing their own incompetence. Their limited understanding creates a blind spot, leading to an inflated and unearned sense of confidence. The very ignorance that causes their mistakes is the same ignorance that prevents them from seeing them. Have you ever met someone so utterly confident they're an expert, only to discover they barely know the basics? This all-too-common blind spot is a cognitive bias known as the Kruger Effect, a hidden mental trap that affects us all at some point in our learning journey. It's the peculiar paradox where a little knowledge can make us feel like geniuses, completely unaware of the vast ocean of what we don't know. The first stage of this journey is what psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger called the peak of Mount Stupid. When we first learn a little about a new subject, our confidence can skyrocket, far outpacing our actual competence. This happens because we don't yet possess the knowledge to recognize our own ignorance. Imagine a novice who just learned a few chords on a guitar and immediately starts boasting about their musical genius. They're not just being arrogant, they genuinely believe their limited skill is far greater than it is, simply because they can't yet perceive the complexity they haven't mastered. This initial burst of unearned confidence is a classic sign of being on this treacherous peak. But what goes up must come down. As learning continues, we inevitably confront the sheer complexity and nuance of the subject. This sobering realization shatters our initial overconfidence, causing it to plummet into the valley of despair. The initial high gives way to a crushing awareness of how little we actually know. That aspiring guitarist, after hearing a truly masterful performance or trying to compose a complex piece, suddenly feels overwhelmed. They are surrounded by music theory books and complex chord charts, realizing the gap between their ability and true expertise is a chasm, not a small step. This phase, while disheartening, is a crucial turning point. It's where real learning can finally begin. From the depths of this valley begins the slow, arduous climb up the slope of enlightenment. This is where the hard work pays off. Through deliberate practice and a deeper engagement with the subject, true competence is gradually built. As our skills improve, our confidence begins to rise again, but this time it's grounded in reality. It grows in lockstep with our actual ability. Eventually, this leads to the plateau of sustainability, where one becomes a true expert. Our guitarist, after years of patient practice, finally masters complex techniques. When they play beautifully now, it's not with the swagger of a novice, but with the quiet, unearned satisfaction of genuine skill. Interestingly, the Dunning-Kruger effect has a flip side that affects true experts. These individuals who have reached the pinnacle of their field often underestimate their own abilities. They fall victim to a different kind of blind spot, assuming that tasks they find effortless are just as easy for everyone else. Think of a brilliant mathematician who solves a complex equation with ease, and it's genuinely surprised when their students are in awe. To them, the solution felt simple, so they incorrectly project their own ease and expertise onto others, understating just how special their own knowledge really is. Ultimately, the Dunning-Kruger effect isn't a diagnosis of foolishness, but a fundamental part of the human learning process. It's a map of our own cognitive journey from ignorance to wisdom. The key to navigating this terrain is metacognition, the ability to think about our own thinking and to critically assess what we know and what we don't. By understanding this effect, we can learn to question our own certainty and embrace the profound wisdom in admitting, "I don't know." The journey through ignorance and doubt is what forges true expertise. So the next time you feel a surge of unearned confidence or a plunge into despair, remember, it's all part of the path. Stay curious, and above all, stay humble. On the opposite end of the spectrum lies impostor syndrome. This is not a lack of skill, but an internal feeling of being a fraud, a deeply ingrained belief that one's accomplishments are due to luck or deception rather than genuine ability. It disproportionately affects high achievers who find it impossible to internalize their own success. They live in a state of persistent self-doubt, constantly fearing they will be unmasked as incompetent. Now, let's meet the doubting expert. She is a best-selling author, her office shelves groaning under the weight of prestigious literary awards. Her books have touched millions, and critics have lauded her as a generational talent. Despite this overwhelming evidence of her skill, we find her staring at a blank page, paralyzed by fear. Her inner voice whispers that her next book will finally expose her as a one-hit wonder. Every past success, she believes, was just a fluke, and it's only a matter of time before everyone else figures it out. When placed side by side, these two extremes paint a stark picture of distorted self-perception. One is the inability to see one's faults. The other is the inability to see one's strengths. An animated graph would show the Dunning-Kruger line, starting with high confidence and low skill, while the Impostor Syndrome line shows high skill but distressingly low confidence. When criticized, our karaoke singer simply shrugs it off, convinced the audience just doesn't appreciate true talent. In contrast, our celebrated author might see a single negative comment online and spiral, obsessing over it for days as proof of her fraudulence. So, how do we escape these traps and find a more realistic sense of self? The key lies in navigating the vast space between these two extremes. Both the Dunning-Kruger effect and imposter syndrome are failures of self-awareness. The path to healthy, realistic confidence is built on honest self-assessment, a willingness to embrace constructive feedback, and the humility to understand that learning is a lifelong journey. We see our amateur singer finally taking lessons, looking humbled but determined to improve. We see the expert author mentoring a young writer, finding new confidence in sharing her hard-won expertise. The goal is to find a balance, to align our confidence with our competence. True self-awareness isn't about being perfect, it's about knowing yourself.